Hello and welcome to Azure Lane Meta. Today we have a special guest. Today we have the head developer of a project called Azure API, which is an open source project for creating libraries so you can have open source access to Azure Lane content. So why don't you introduce yourself, Hax?
Hi guys, I'm Hex, and I'm the head developer for Azure API. This project is made by developers for developers who wanted to make a free database accessible to anyone for fetching any kind of data for Azure Lane Wiki.
So you guys are kind of a little bit behind the scenes here, and most Azure Lane users don't really know exactly what you guys do. So you guys kind of like compile a bunch of data on the wiki in a format that can be used by bots and programs, and you give it all away for free, correct?
Yes, correct, because there are some licensing issues with Azure Lane's Command Wiki. Because in the Azure Lane Command Wiki, there's a license stated where we wanted to create this Azure API to make sure that we are following according to the license of the wiki.
So the primary use of your API would be for bots. So we have a lot of bots on my Discord server. One of the bots, Kashima, actually uses information from your project, and so you can get things like, so you have all the stat data on all of the ships. You have like efficiencies and all that. You have images, so the different skins. The barrages? You guys do barrage damage calculations and stuff like that too? Is that correct?
Yes, we are currently working on it. Currently, the working informations are ships, equipment, sorting informations. Like maybe you want to sort via the IDs of the ships, or even maybe the names of the ships according to the language of your choosing. So we are also planning to work on other informations like voice lines, barrage, chapter information, and so on and so forth.
Are those in the library already or to be done?
Some of which are already in the library and is ready to be used, but others, maybe like the voice line, barrage, and chapter information, these are currently in the works of being integrated into the various language libraries that's available in the Azure API.
And what languages do you guys support?
Currently, we are supporting JavaScript and Python. Kotlin is under maintenance, but we are having a limited support. So maybe like if you want to fetch your ship information and equipment information just by the name, yes, Kotlin is available. Currently, we are in the works of C#, and C# is going to be, let's say, published quite soon, but we are in the works.
And when you say we, how many? You said you're the head developer, so how many other people are on this project working?
Currently, we have a total of 7 men inside this project, and these 7 developers are having their own projects of their own. So maybe if you say Spiny works for Sinop Noodles, another YouTube channel. Or maybe you can say maybe like August, who works for another project of his own. I am also not sure what he does, but he's the developer for C# if you're looking for him.
Okay, so you guys have like basically a person for each of the kind of languages you support. I'm actually in your Discord server, your support server. So I guess if you're a bot developer and want to use the API and you need some help, they have a Discord server that can help you out.
Yep, correct.
Yep. So I'm here taking a look at your website. Your website basically just explains for developers how to kind of use and pull the data. So maybe not something that everyone would particularly use, but it's good to get out there and kind of give credit to you guys for a lot of the work that you guys do that help with applications and bots behind the scenes. So when
Yep.
did you guys start this project?
So this project was started in 1st November last year.
So right around the same
And
time as me.
yeah, around the same time.
So we're
But
both November babies.
prior to our official start time around 1st November, we have quite a few discussion on making this project available for everyone. It just started off with me wanted to build one for my board, but because everyone wants to use the data, so we expanded to the many different languages that's available today.
So how has that been going since November? Growth wise, usage wise, any problems you've run into?
There are not many much problems that's available most of the times. Most of the times is time that we need that to keep up to date. And of course, we need a whole lot of research team behind just to hopefully get one of our most featured future projects that we're gonna work on in making our data up to date for everyone. At the moment right now, our top number of downloaders are held over at the Python website. And apparently we are surging ahead with 4,329 downloads over the course of the few months that we started since the 1st November. But along the way, JavaScript is catching up with about 2.7k downloads at the moment.
So between JavaScript and Python, you guys have about 7,000 downloads. Is that correct?
Yeah,
More or
correct.
less, yeah. Okay. So you mentioned earlier about a bot and that kind of potentially being one of the reasons you started the project, or at least one of the use cases you have for the project now. So do you want to talk about your bot at all?
Well, my board is actually made for some of my friends. Personally, it was used to be a personal board where she would just be my secretary and collects various informations for different needs. Like maybe if you want to collect covert statistics, or you maybe want to collect statistics from the rival game counter collection. So all these data that are being provided, right, I use for my gaming needs. And because Azure Lane, right, there are quite a few projects out there, but some of them has their own complexity involved that we end up having to create actually it's just me who wanting to create this sort of a project for available for myself and everyone.
And you guys can't monetize this in any way, really, or aren't monetizing this in any way. So you're just kind of doing this as your helpful project to the community.
Yes, correct. Because like I said earlier, this all the Azure Lane data is being protected by the Azure Lane Kemakan Wiki by the CC by NCSA.
Well, do you have any other remarks you want to talk about your the project? Anything I missed?
Well, we are currently working on a upcoming update to the database. And at the moment right now it's still in production, but I'd like to talk about it. So at the moment we have our two major back-end developers working on two various projects. One of which is extracting from the wiki on the various events that were held in the past. So we are going to provide event data that was held in the past, including with its map information, character information, drop information, and anything that's related in accordance to the event that's already been held in the past. Another developer is also currently in the works of extracting extracting official data from the Azure Lane APK files. Technically, this is not allowed to talk about it in public, but I'll frankly tell that if this project really pulls off like the Komakan Wiki, then we are going to see up-to-date information in real time.
So you're talking about getting updates to the API once they update the game files, but before they update the wiki.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that would be pretty impressive. I know you have been working on trying to get the notifications from the official accounts before the official accounts post them.
Well, there's always a bug. There's always an issue on the official server where, because I have seen these similar situations happening, where similar websites like Zapier, IFTTT, maybe only these two sites, most of the time they will try to delay as much as they can to save resources, or maybe get you to purchase their subscription plan for up-to-date information.
Of course, like IFTTT is like always backed up, like always.
Yep, it's backed up.
Yeah.
So because of that, if we want to stay up to date as developers, we would develop an API system of our own. So like my board right now on the Azure API server, we are using the official Twitter API to collect our own data, own streaming data from the Twitter and post it to our announcement channel. This is so that the developers will know that if, let's say, maintenance in 5 minutes, they already expected this to be on exactly 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I've noticed that your bot comes in anywhere between 5 and so, or even more, before the Azure Lane official bot comes in and posts the stuff, which I always thought was really cool.
Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, correct. So basically, the timing that we got it right is as soon as the post is up on Twitter, I would expect it to be up between 10 to 12 seconds.
10 to 12 seconds. That's actually pretty impressive.
This is just assuming it's the latest timing that I got. The fastest the one that I have was about 5 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that fast. So because the way that we built this board is that there is no third party around us. So everything we get is streaming data up to date firsthand.
So I definitely know in the comments section there are going to be a few people that might be interested in getting this bot for their own servers. They're like guild servers or something like that. Is that going to be made available to them, or is this more for your Azure API server only?
Probably it will be limited to a few servers, like some friends of mine, or maybe the Azure API server only. I may plan to expand it in the future, but for now is because I am pretty limited in my number of resources available to maintain the board.
Makes sense.
Because if you want to host a server, right, you need to fork out a lot of money just to host one board.
Yes.
So in the end, what I did is maybe I use some free servers like Heroku, or maybe AWS, which means Amazon Web Services, or maybe even Microsoft Azure. These free servers are available. Maybe it's up to 12 months only, depending on what plan that you chose, and I can just host my board there.
Nice. But I guess to anyone out there who is a little bit disappointed by that, there are other bots out there that use this API. or you could even develop your own per se that use this API, and you can get a lot of information from it. So I know it has definitely been helpful in getting some resources for people in my server. And I just wanted to make it known in the community some of the work that goes behind the scenes to get these applications and stuff rolling. So thank you for coming on here. I know that we're trying to get all this timing working, and I was glad to chat with you and learn a little bit more about your project and kind of the reasons why you have that up. So thank you for coming on.
Yep, my pleasure.
Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that gave you some insight into some less known contributors to our great community. Speaking of community, I just launched the Azure Lane Meta membership program here on YouTube. You can join that if you want to get access to exclusive custom emojis during my streams.